Hey Emo, how's it going first of all?
It's been great. How about you?
Doing pretty good, as we both understand after work activities we're having right now. So I'm enjoyed that you've joined me and I'm excited and all of those thrilling emotions for the first episode.
Definitely. The custom never ends. So,
Nice to hear this. Now, we'll make an introduction of you in front of the audience, in front of the future listeners. Basically, my introduction with you was through LinkedIn, through your content that you're sharing out. It was quite some time ago. Like we know each other for what we met a month or 2 months ago, not that long, but still your content was on my feed for probably from 6 months to 12 months, reappearing over and over again. And what was interesting to me was that you actually here in Varna, in our sunny town, and this absolutely slipped my mind because, for example, I think I noticed you with some brands over in Sofia, but at the same time, I noticed some stuff over in the Economic University here in Varna. So I know that you are getting deep into the marketing routes and you're, establishing your path specifically on LinkedIn right now, probably other channels as well. You tell us more. But yeah, let me start off with what was your first introduction with marketing?
that's quite an overwhelming story, to be honest. In my past, I was never thinking about marketing, to be honest. I never thought that my career would would kind of take the direction to the marketing field of study. However, when I was applying for a bachelor degree, I was kind of lost because I wanted to pick in between a lot of different studies like psychology. I was thinking for politics. I was thinking for marketing as well. However, in the end, as you can tell, the marketing was on the top of the list, and therefore I signed for the bachelor. And at first, I thought that probably it's nothing significant for me. It would be nothing important. However, once I realized and reviewed its depth, I quickly changed my mindset and my horizon, and basically dived down deep into the field of marketing. So basically, I realized I want to be a marketer probably in 2 to 3 years ago.
Research also WhatsApp during the Corona pandemic, like when actually most brands started putting more budget into marketing and ads, right?
More or less, yeah. Being at home, like under lockdown for a couple of months, and being alone leads you to a lot of different decisions and basically ideas which
Yeah.
come to your mind. And taking a small like entrepreneurial course in my life at this point was my idea. So this is how I basically started with marketing, with a small idea which I turned into a small business, which is now unfortunately closed.
Wait, you started the business and now it's closed. Is that your
Yeah, it was
okay?
more or less a small Instagram page. I was selling colorful socks,
Okay.
and yeah, it was from those Instagram shops which you basically build and you target your friends, and you
Yeah.
hope that someone else would eventually buy anything. However, it lasted for probably a couple of months, and then I just um, decided to stop it for the time being. However, the page is still in my Instagram like account, and if
Yeah.
once I decide to return back, it's on my to-do list, to be honest.
You know what? Like a couple of things stood out to me. First of all, you mentioned you were thinking about psychology and politics, and then you moved on to marketing. And now, for those 2, 3 years, I'm sure that you have realized how much psychology takes in factor here, and like just what does the human mind wants, what are our wants and needs. Obviously, as a marketer, you need to reflect those needs. Did you like? Was it intentional in the beginning? Did you see the overlap in the beginning between psychology and marketing, and then decided, or?
to be honest, when I was applying to marketing, I didn't have an idea what is marketing.
Okay,
It
fair
was
enough.
just it just sounded cool, and everyone was talking about marketing recently in 2019 when I was applying for bachelor and when I was choosing my path. So basically, yeah, I had no idea what's marketing. Uh, I'm really into talking and I'm really into writing stuff. So this is why I thought that psychology or politics would kind of fit me. But yeah, as I said, in the end, the marketing was the decision. And now, being from the other perspective, as a marketing specialist, I can really tell that marketing is probably 70%. It depends what type of marketing, but probably in most of the cases, marketing is 70% psychology and 30% sales.
Definitely sales are involved as well. And another thing stood out to me when you were talking, like you mentioned that actually your first clash with marketing and stuff was you trying to sell those stocks through Instagram. Absolutely the same story over here. Back in the days, I noticed that people started selling stuff from Instagram, and okay, what are they? Why are they doing it? How are they doing it? And down the road, you realize, oh, this is what is called digital marketing, social media selling, etc. But mentioned the hero's journey framework, and obviously there are two of the first main components of every story. The hero, in our case, this would be you, and the hero meeting a challenge, a problem that he needs to solve or she needs to solve, and start this adventure towards greatness. Like, I understand that you starting with those socks was one way to tackle the problem that you had back in the days, but like, what was this specific problem? What pushed you to actually start selling socks and led you to this entrepreneurial world?
Yeah, going back to the 2021 probably and 20, I'm just currently thinking what made me do it, and it was actually a course in my university, which was basically a pure marketing course. And my lecturer there was just saying, if you want to do something, just go for it. Failing is not a failure; it's a success, but looked over different perspective. So I was like, yeah, definitely. So I basically closed the course. I just closed all windows and went to basically to source for my stock and for the socks. I was
Okay.
later saying selling. So yeah, this basically made me do it. A course in my university, but being from the hero's perspective, I can't really say that this was my main problem throughout the years. My main problem, which led me to my current stage, was the fact that I was basically confused which field of digital marketing was my field. In which field do I want to develop, and which type of marketing I want to express to myself, to my audience, to my family, to my friends, whether it would be performance marketing, organic social media marketing, content marketing. There are quite a lot of different field of studies and field of interest. So this was my pain point. Which path should I take, and what should I do?
Okay, fair enough. And now recently, one friend mentioned that he asked me actually whether you think that people will develop more as professionals, being specialists in one certain niche or one certain field, or would be they better off being more general approach, like understanding a little bit of everything. And now, as marketers, I believe that you need to have at least two or three fields that you can tackle more freely. What is your opinion on this, and what are your fields that you can master?
Basically, this is a fun story. A few months ago, I was on an interview with a company from Bulgaria, and I decided to have different strategy at this time. So I asked them, "Why do you want me? Why do you want me to start
Okay.
working for you?" And they just told me that they find me to be like a meal. I was like, "What do you mean by a meal?" They said that I'm like, if a meal is created by a lot of different components, I'm exactly as a meal. I have experience in a lot of different field of studies, like a lot of different field of the marketing, and this makes me that unique. This makes me the person they want currently in their job. So yeah, I would definitely say that I find myself as a meal, if this is a perspective you want to be, and it's crucial for me, for a youngster, for representative of Generation Z, and not only Z but X and Y as well, to be capable to perform as good as they can perform in their different fields of marketing, and not only marketing. This relates to a lot of different type of jobs.
And like when you were explaining it, the only thing I could imagine was a burger, like crispy burger with the right amount of beef, right amount of bacon, and all of those right ingredients, right? But don't
Probably.
mind me, a little bit hungry. And actually, what are those ingredients for you? What would you say that, got the attention of the recruiter?
My basic experience first started as a social media marketer. I was working mainly for myself. I was developing some personal pages, some friends' businesses and pages. Then I started to go deeper and deeper into the content creation, which is more or less connected to social media marketing. Then I switched for a bit and started to go with communications, which is currently what I'm representing, and copywriting actually. They're connected, pretty much connected, which I'm currently doing on LinkedIn. Then I decided once again to switch. So I started just for the perspective and for the relevance, social media marketing, then content creation, then communications and copywriting. Then I switched to performance marketing, which is basically pay-per-click marketing in Amazon. And now I recently switched once again to SEO, to organic marketing. Yeah.
So, but you still see that like most of them have some overlapping pieces, right? You cannot do proper copywriting without proper SEO, and you
Definitely.
cannot write properly if you don't understand a little bit about psychology and sales.
Definitely. Like if we're currently, for example, speaking about the copywriting, being able to express proper proper points of view through the copywriting, you need to be able to extract the relevant keywords, which can be done from the SEO perspective and data analysis, which are two different field of studies. You need to be able to engage your audience. So basically, this is the content creation perspective. Once again, you need to be able to extract great design or great visuals to your audience, which is leading to a design. You need to be able to tell your story within the social media or whatever platform you're using. So this is social media marketing. If you want to reach a higher audience through copywriting, you need to use probably ads. So this is like a PPC. So you need to use a lot of different ways and tools to master one thing and to make yourself a professionalist in it.
Which reminded me actually of your series about the irrelevant job offers and like out of the world job offers that people are pushing on our market right now, and they're expecting somebody who can master all of those things that you just mentioned to do it on a 9 to 5 job, to be almost a junior in the same time and to be paid just a little bit of money. is it
Yeah,
is
this
it
is
is it that common? Like, I know that you showed a couple of examples like this, but is it something common, or do you think the market here in Bulgaria is properly, served?
you'll be surprised how many companies like undermine their employees and basically they make them work for nothing. I was recently having this conversation with a friend of mine. What does competitive salary means for Bulgaria? For example, for a pharmaceutical company, competitive salary can mean like up to a few thousand, let's say, euro per month. And for the, let's say, something more, let's say, as a teacher, you barely earn a few hundred, like I'd say you earn a few hundred bucks, or if we call it like if we evaluate the currency, a few hundred euro or level per month. So basically, having a competitive salary is different for every single sector and for every single person. So this is why you need really to be able to put yourself into the other's shoes and to make yourself like representative of their needs and their goals.
Okay, fair enough. Good point. Like obviously there is big difference in the not only just in the spare budget that people and companies have for salaries, again, whether it's for the pharmaceutical sector, for the furniture sector, or whatever the case is. But I'm looking forward to hear more of those offers, and hopefully people start noticing more your series and your posts about this, and they become a little bit embarrassed by themselves and fix those wages. But wanted to kind of start closing this episode out a little by little and get back to the story aspect of it. Now obviously every great hero has their guides, their teachers. We mentioned already teachers, whether it is Luke Skywalker and Yoda, whether it is who else, Gandalf and Frodo, for example, those couples, those duos. And now as marketers, obviously you have to learn from everything and everywhere that you can touch and get your hands on. Do you have any specific, mentor or source of information that's helping you level up?
As a marketer myself, this is a sentence I wanted really to say, even prior to our conversation. As a person who is devoted to the marketing, of course, I have some like role models in my life, which I want to really shine like. If we say that our role models are our stars, I really want to be this glimpse of a cloud that goes around this star. I have a lot of different people I follow in the different fields I basically represent. If we speak about, let's say, storytelling and copywriting, I really like some Bulgarians. I admire Bulgarians that write, even though our market is smaller and it's way harder in Bulgaria, as people are more like not that devoted to that type of interest to read and to like to be part of something great as a storytelling. But let's say some names like Tanya Terziska, she's a great storyteller. She creates a lot of unique events around Bulgaria. Velena Tomova is also a great copywriter, and she really has her way to express her emotions. I really don't like when people doesn't encourage themselves. So I'm going to say at myself,
Okay.
I'm one of my favorite storytellers because I really every single time I'm trying to represent myself into what I'm posting. Every single time I'm trying to express my feelings and emotions. Even for example, I'm just giving it for relevance. From the design perspective and from the creative storytelling perspective, I chose the color for my profiles over social media to be the purple.
Okay.
As purple has its uniqueness in meaning, it means open-mindedness, it means creativity, and even in every single event I'm joining, in every single conversation like this, I'm trying to represent myself through this color. Even as you can see right now, I'm with purple, which
Yeah.
basically represents myself one more time.
And like this is very important, and I actually appreciate that you are mentioning it, because obviously this shows that you have the right knowledge in marketing, obviously, because branding is not only the words we say, it's how we wear, how we communicate, even including body language when we're in person events. And actually being self-aware here is one of the biggest advantages that a person can have. and kudos to you for that. One last thing that I wanted to ask you, if you have to go back in those early childhood years or teenage years, for example, what is a story that stood out to you that you still remember to this day?
Uh, it's not really a story like a written story. It's more like something I have gone through. I'm originally coming from a small city near Shumen in Bulgaria, and in this small city, it's called Novi Pazar. In this small city, we are having like a big house with a garden, and throughout the evenings, when there was a sunset, we were just staying with my family in the garden, eating some vegetables, some fruits, just talking, laughing. So this is basically a memory that I really will probably remember until the rest of my life, because for me, storytelling is really about remembering things. If you are telling your story in the way that people actually remember you, remember your story, it means that you are successful. So representing this thought of mine as a story currently, the fact that it stood out to me as a first thing in my childhood, which I currently remember, makes it a great story for myself and for if I'm the audience of my childhood life. So basically, I sold my story great.
This is a nice POV. If you were the audience of your childhood story, like
Yeah.
I'm sure that you had plenty of moments where you sit back and think, I wonder what do I look like from the sideways, right? What do people see when they see me?
Definitely, yeah.
Amazing, Kemo. Thank you for the devoted time. Thanks for sharing those actual personal stories and those insights. And there's definitely more that I can extract from you. So I will be happy in a couple of weeks or so to actually record another one and continue from where we have left off.
Definitely. It was a blast for me as well. I wish you great success for this brave podcast you're trying to perform. Actually, there aren't a lot of people that admire storytellers. So I really believe that you would be successful with what you are trying currently to start and to achieve.
Thanks, man. Like the past couple of conversations I had, they were blessed because people are sharing their stories and just seeing different perspectives. So that's always fun. There's always something new to learn.
Definitely.
Great. Thanks for the time, Emma. Have a great night.
Thank you as well.